Hi everyone, Kunal over here with session 6 on GCP. I know that I missed on last Monday. My session number 6 should be on last Monday, but here I am again. So to cope and compensate for the missed session, I'm having a pretty interesting session for you guys today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and integrate Python through Jupyter Notebook with Cloud SQL. So if you remember in session number 5, we did talk about Cloud SQL and how we can actually go and use uh, Cloud SQL offering from GCP to go ahead and have our whole transaction tables or relational database over there, and how it can actually go ahead and help us all. So in today's session, what we are going to go ahead and do today is we will go ahead and have our Python program running on our local system, connect it with Cloud SQL residing within GCP, and pull the tables data in form of data frame. Then Python, go ahead and operate, do your ETL operations, build your statistical models on top of it. And then how we can actually go ahead and take some data from our local system and upload it to Cloud SQL. So there would be like two parts to today's sessions. Today's session number one is to go and extract data from Cloud SQL, and number two is to go and upload data within Cloud SQL. So this is what it is for today's session, and I hope that you would go ahead and like it. And as always, I will go ahead and put my script in Git, and I will go ahead and share the link of Git somewhere in the description so that all of you will be having it handy with you. Make the relevant changes that you might have to go and do. For example, your public IP address, your username, your password, and all the fun stuff. I will go ahead and mark it in the code itself what you have to go ahead and change. And again, I hope that you would go ahead and like this session, and you would actually go ahead and appreciate the power that GCP actually provides you in terms of not just the tools, but actually going ahead and having connections with your advanced analytics and statistical programming languages. So as always, let's go ahead and let me go ahead and stop the camera, and I will go ahead and start the screen share so that you all can actually go ahead and dwell deeper into GCP, and we can start from there. So let's do that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, as usual, start from my GCP home screen. Now, this is one screen that you all should be very comfortable with by now. This is something that we have talked about in last few sessions. So this is the home screen. So now what you can do is you can actually go ahead and jump into Cloud SQL, right? So for that, I will just go ahead and click on this menu bar. We'll click on SQL. So that will go ahead and take me to the SQL page where I can actually go ahead and create an SQL instance. So once I go ahead and click on create SQL instance, I already do have it created. I have a window over here. So let me go ahead and quickly show that for you. So once I have, I click on that create SQL instance button. So it will go ahead and show me the kind of options that I'm having, that I can actually go ahead and create either a MySQL, PostgreSQL, SQL Server over here. For now, I will go ahead and use my SQL version. So first of all, I will go ahead and put the name. Make sure that this is all in lower caps. Make sure you already have a password over here as well. Anything that you would want, but you need to have a password over here. Ensure that your region and SQL version, everything is selected, and then you can go ahead and click on create. So once you go ahead and click on create, it will take around 5 minutes, honestly. So I'm not going to go ahead and wait for that long, because like I said, that I already do have it created. So let me go ahead and show that to you. And here it is. And once you have your SQL instance created, this is how it would pretty much seem like. So it would go ahead and give you all the configurational details. There's public IP address as well over here. Don't worry about it. I'll go ahead and delete it later on. So it's okay if you are able to go ahead and see my public IP address for now. So these are the settings that you can actually go ahead and see for my SQL instance that I have just created. The next step would be to go ahead and get into the databases, and let's go ahead and create our first database over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. And again, I already do have it over here in this tab, so I can go ahead and name it, let's say test So this is how I can actually go ahead and name, or let's say go ahead and name it as customers. So I already do have this customers database created, but you can actually go ahead and name whatever you would want. Just make sure that everything is in lowercase. So this is the customers database that I'm already having it created. What's next? Next is to go ahead and upload data within this customers database. So let me go ahead and back up a little and tell you what we are going to go ahead and do today, okay? We are going to do a couple of things. Let me go ahead and show it to you, okay? Give me just 1 minute. I've just opened a file and I'm waiting for it to open up. And this is my file. Let me go ahead and put it up on the screen. All right, so this is the file that I would want to go ahead and put in my SQL database. As you can actually go ahead and see, it's neatly aligned in rows and columns. So it can be a table which can be created into an SQL table. So this is my customer ID. This is my customer age, customer gender. Let's say if we are working for an airline, so this can be our airport code. This can be our ticket number. This can be our passport number, first name, last name, the email address. This is a customer segment profile, something that you might actually go ahead and have. And finally, this is the telephone number. So of course, this is all dummy data that I have with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and upload this dummy data with an SQL table. And then we'll try to go ahead and see how I can actually go ahead and use Python to go ahead and manipulate this data, right? And then what I'm going to do is, so there are around 91 records, if I'm not wrong, over here. Yes, 91 records over here in total. So further, what I'm going to do is there are 3 more records that I would want to go and add in this file, okay? Because I would want these 3 records to be appended in this file later on. So we will go ahead and do it through Python and Cloud SQL integration. So first of all, the very first step is to go ahead and create a table within SQL and upload this data over there, okay? So what I'm going to do now is, once I am in my SQL instance, I will go ahead and click on the Cloud Shell button over here. So what we'll do is, I already have it over here with me again. So this is my Cloud SQL. So let me just go ahead and exit this thing real quick for once. Okay, so this is where you will go ahead and end up. So once you go ahead and click on Cloud Shell button right over here, so you will come across this prompt. Now what you need to go ahead and do is you'll have to go ahead and put in a small command over here to go ahead and open Cloud SQL. Again, I will go ahead and put the command and everything in the description. And this is the command. Let's go ahead and run this command. So it will take a couple of minutes. It might take up to 5 minutes. It doesn't really take that long, but it might take up to 5 minutes for us to go ahead and establish a connection with Cloud SQL. So let's wait for a couple of minutes for that to happen. Okay, so as I can see that my connection with Cloud SQL has been done, it is asking for my password to go and continue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and put my password as I did earlier. So the password that I used while creating the SQL instance. Now I will go ahead and see what are the databases that I'm already having. So let's go ahead and do that. So it will go ahead and show me the customers database that I created earlier, so that is already existing over here. Now I need to go ahead and create a table within this database. Let's go ahead and create a table first. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and name my table as customer table. And like I showed you, there are quite a few values that I would want to go, and there are 91 records that I would want to go and insert. So first of all, I will go ahead and create a table. So this is the simple create table query of SQL. I create table, table name, and all the fields, the data type, everything, and what would be the size of that data type. I put this thing on over here. I will go ahead and press enter. Okay. So I haven't really used any database. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and first of all get into my customers database. So I will type use customers. So now I am in customers database. I will again go for and run my create table query. So let's go and do that. So now my query has been executed and my customers table should be over here. So let's go and look into that. My customer table already exists over here. So if I go ahead and put a simple command over here, select start from customer, I don't have anything right now over there, right? Because there is absolutely, sorry. So first of all, my command is wrong. So it should be select start from customer. And if I go ahead and run this command again, I won't be having any data right now, as you can see. So it's like an empty set because I've just created a table, but there are no values over there. So what should we do next? So what I've already done is this customer file that I showed you earlier. Let me go and show it to you again. This file is a CSV file which is already existing in my cloud storage and my GCS bucket. What GCS buckets are, how to go and upload data over there. This is again something that I've already covered in my earlier session. So I would request you to go through it if you are having any doubt. So this file already exists over there. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to go ahead and use the UI over here to go ahead and enter data over there. So let's go ahead and see how to do it. So I will go ahead and click on import data over here. So let me go ahead and do it from here instead. So let's go and click on import. So first of all, it will ask me for the bucket. So I will go ahead and choose the bucket, choose the folder. So let me go and do that. And I'm just going ahead and pausing my screen for a little bit. And I'm actually going ahead and selecting the bucket where I'm having all this data. And as you can probably go and see, this is my customers data over here. So I can go and select it. And this is a CSV, and I would want to go and put it in customers database. And I will go ahead and put the name of the table, that is customer table. And I will now go and click on import, and that should do the trick for me. So it is going ahead and now uploading data. Let it run for a while. It will again take a minute or so to go and upload that data. Okay, so as you can see that this green icon has come in, which means my data has been uploaded, and I would want to go and check if that is the case. So let me go and again run this command, select start from customers, and there you go. I have got 91 rows over here now. So all the rows within my Excel file, within my CSV file that I've had, all these records are over there now, are in this table now. Now, next step is to go ahead and see, can I go ahead and connect my Python code? Can I go ahead and connect with this table using Python? And then can I go ahead and use Python to go ahead and manipulate this data and then reinsert if I would want to. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm already having my Python notebook with me. So let me go and open this thing up and put it on my shared screen. Very first thing that I will do is I will go ahead and rename it Cloud SQL connection. So let's go ahead and do that. Done. Now what I would want to go ahead and do is I would want to go ahead and connect with my Cloud SQL right now. So I will first of all go ahead and get certain libraries that I would want to go ahead and include. So let's go ahead and get those libraries. So these are the libraries that I would want to go ahead and import over here. So let me go ahead and again just run this real quick. Make sure that you already do have these libraries installed. If not, then go ahead, use pip install to go ahead and install all these libraries before you can go ahead and import it within your Jupyter Notebook. So once that's done, now we'll go ahead and create a connection with the Cloud SQL that I'm having, right? And for that, the command is pretty simple. And let's go ahead, and this is how the command would actually look like, the connection command. It is using MySQL connector. So what it's going to do is it is going to connect with the root user, which is created by default whenever you go and create an SQL instance. This is the password that I selected. And this is my public IP address. So let me just go ahead and show it to you once again. I want to go ahead and see it. There you go. This is my public IP address that is being used over there. And then my database. This is my database name. This is customers database, right? So I need to go ahead and connect with this. And then I can go ahead and pretty much create a cursor over here. So I would want to go ahead and connect with the cursor. And then I will go ahead and write my query. Query 1 is equal to, let's go ahead and put the query, select star from customer. Okay, so this is going to be my query, but now I will have to go ahead and execute it. So again, I will go ahead and use cursor to go and execute my query. 1. So this will go ahead and do that. And once this query is gets executed, it will go ahead. I need to go ahead and get all this whole table within a data frame. So let me just go ahead and take frame, and I will say pd dot data frame. I will go ahead and take it as a data frame, and I'll say cursor dot fetch all. So all the records that it has fetched, it will go ahead and convert it to a data frame that I can actually go and use within my Python programming. So let's go ahead and quickly execute this, and let's see what results that we get. Now it's going ahead and executing. Okay, so of course there has to be an error just to ensure that everything because somehow I'm not able to go ahead and type everything right in the first go. So I will just go ahead and change the spelling over here. It should be execute, not execute. I will go ahead and run this thing again. Okay, so now my cell has been executed, and ideally my data should be in frame, right? So I would want to go ahead and see if that is the case. So I will go ahead and do frame head just to go ahead and ensure that I'm getting all the data. And there you go. I'm getting all this data, but one thing that you can probably go and notice over here, though I'm able to go ahead and get this data, there are no column names over here, right? So that's number one that you would notice. Number two, you might want to go and check is that if I'm able to go and get all the records from my table. So let's go and do that as well. So what I'll do is I will go ahead and check the length of frame. So it should be 91 because I'm having 91 records over there. So let's go and do that. And I can actually go and see I'm having 91 records. So I'm having all records, but my column names are missing. So what I need to go and do now is I will have to go and change the name to the column. Okay, so it's pretty simple over here. Again, just to go ahead and ensure that I'm saving time. Already have this command written. I'll just go ahead and copy paste it over here. So what I'm doing is I'm just renaming all the columns of this data frame named frame with all these things. So let's go ahead and execute this. This has been executed. Again, I would want to go ahead and make sure if that is coming out right. So again, I will go ahead and do a head command on this, and now I can actually go ahead and see that all columns are having the names that I would want to have over here. So that's great. So all my my whole table has been pulled in my Python programming, and now I can actually go and manipulate it. I can go and run my ETL operations, so I can go and run my models on top of this data. I can use it the way that I would want to. Now, next up, like I said, that second task. So this is task number one. So the second task that I would want to go and do is if I would want to go ahead and append certain records in my Cloud SQL. Right now, what I've done is I've extracted data from Cloud SQL. What if I want to go ahead and put data, upload data within Cloud SQL, not through any other way, but through my Python programming, right? So how I can actually go and do that. So let's go ahead and take another cell. And before I go ahead and use the cell, let me go ahead and show you what I'm going to do. So these are the three records that I would want to go ahead and upload within my Cloud SQL. Let's go ahead and do that. For that, what I'm going to do is, first of all, I will actually go ahead and pull this Excel sheet. This is again a CSV sheet. I would want to go ahead and pull these records within my Python program, right? So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put new underscore. So these are the new customer records that I would want to go ahead and pull in over here. pd.read underscore CSV, since it's stored in the CSV file. And let's go ahead and put in the path over here. Again, I have this thing copied, so I don't do it again. I'll just put it over here. Let's go ahead and execute this. Done. Let's go ahead and see if I'm able to go ahead and get all the records over here. And there you go. These are the three records that I want to go and upload in this table. So these are the records in my new customer file. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run a very small for. What it will do is it will go ahead and take records one at a time. And for loop, as you might know, it's pretty simple in Python. So first of all, I will go ahead and create a temp variable. Let me just go ahead and put it as 0. And then I will go ahead and say for I in range of new underscore casts length of new. And now what I need to go ahead and do. The very first would be customer underscore ID is equal to, now I'll go ahead and change it to string str new underscore cast, that is, sorry, it should be str bracket open new underscore cast, which is my data frame. And then what do I want from here? I would want customer ID from here. So I will go ahead and put the name of the column customer ID, but I do not want the whole column. I want the first record, right? Customer ID of the first record. So I will go ahead and do ilog integer location of I, right? And I will go ahead and close this bracket. So okay. Similarly, what I will do is I will again go ahead and take it for age. Now age is an integer, right? So I would want to go ahead and keep it that. This would be an integer. And again, I will go ahead new underscore cast. What column name do I need? I need age. And again, pretty much the same manner. What I'll do is I'll do an ilog over here of I. So first, second, third, fourth, as my I keeps iterating in this for loop, the value of I will keep on changing. It will go one row at a time, right? Similar way, I will actually go ahead and do it for other record other values as well. So this is how it will go ahead and look like. So age, gender, home, airport, ticket number, passport number, all these things will come up over here. Now I will go ahead and write a second query, query 2, which will be nothing but inserting all these records within my SQL table. So I will go ahead and write the simple command of insert values into a table. So it's like insert into table name and whatever column names, and then values of those column names. Now what you would notice over here is that I have written %s over here, which just shows that these values will be substituted. Substituted by what? Substituted by the values, which would be nothing but my customer ID, age, gender, home, airport, all these variables that I have created over here. So let's go for that. Again, I have got this whole thing written so that I don't have to go and write it again, and which will again go and just take a lot of time. This is what I'll do. I'll have val, and I'm having all these kind of values, right? Step is to go ahead and execute this command, right? So what I'll do is I will again go ahead and use cursor to execute my command. So I will do a cursor.execute. Over here, I will go ahead and write query to, and I will go ahead and put val, the function which is having all the values over here. I will do that, and then I will go ahead and do cnx dot commit. Now, if you have actually worked in SQL, you would know that if you want to go ahead and upload data within a table, you'll have to go ahead and commit your query. If you're just not executing your query, you'll have to go and commit your query as well, right? So that's what I have done over here. Now you would want to go ahead and now since it's going one record at a time, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a small counter over here for j, sorry, not j, but I should be using temp over here. Temp, something that I created earlier, temporary variable. So I will go ahead and do that over here, and I will say print temp say record insert, just to go ahead and make sure that all my records are getting inserted. So I'll just go ahead and put this one count over here. So this is how my insert table should look like. So let's go ahead and execute this. So what it has done is it has given me one record inserted, second record inserted, third record inserted, right? So it says, my Python program says that all three records have been inserted the way it was supposed to, but I would want to go ahead and ensure that it is the case within my table as well. So let's go ahead and let me increase the size over here. And there were 91 rows earlier. Let's go ahead and see if my records have been inserted or not. So I will go ahead and do select star from customer once again. And now I can not insert it somehow. Let me check what's going on. Okay, it seems to be working fine. I mean, I don't see any kind of an issue within the code. This kind of seems fine. Let me go ahead and look into the code once again unless I'm actually going ahead and doing something wrong in my code. It shouldn't be a problem. So let's go ahead and look into it. Unix commit. Okay, it should be a function, not really just something like this. So let me go ahead and execute this function once again. That should work now. Let me just go ahead and check. We're saying the query error is okay. It has lost the connection. So let me just go ahead and reestablish the connection. Okay. So I'm just going ahead and connecting once again. It's pretty much the same thing. So I've already connected it. So I do not really have to go and pull data anymore. I just will have to go ahead and insert the data now. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, this is executed and I've got records inserted for Parul, Tiffany, and Aisha. Let's go ahead and see if that works for us. Okay. Again, pretty much the same manner. What I will do is I will do select star from customer. Okay. Customer. Okay. Now, as you can see, I'm having 94 rows. Why? Because earlier there were 91, and now that I have inserted 3 more rows, I'm having 94 rows. The records of Parul, Tiffany, and Aisha have been inserted in my table. That is one easy way to go ahead and connect your Cloud SQL with Python, and then go ahead and manipulate the data the way that you might want, and then go ahead and put the data in your local system, your cloud VM machine, your Cloud SQL, wherever you would want. So that I just wanted to go ahead and showcase how you can actually go ahead and connect your Cloud SQL with Python, and how you can actually go ahead and do all these things. So I hope you like this thing. If there's any kind of a doubt, any kind of a question, please do let me know. in the comments, and I will go ahead and put the code in my Git, and I will go ahead and share the same with all of you. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope that you liked today's session as well. Um, as you can see, more errors that we do, better we will go ahead and become in that. And identify the errors, and then we'll go ahead and fix that. So that's what it is. Thank you so much for being over here today, and we'll see you all on next Monday. Bye, guys. Take care.